They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Everyone appears to be turning on Diddy. His longest-serving associate, Meek Mill, has now allegedly flipped the script, reportedly preparing to testify and reveal details about his experiences with Diddy, including claims of manipulation and involvement in disturbing activities. The tipping point seems to be linked to footage from Meek's 27th birthday party, which has resurfaced amid the ongoing legal firestorm.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was past the... I don't drink, so I was playing that off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard struggling to take dick. I heard is being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this.
For those following Diddy's federal case, the developments have been relentless. Allegations continue to escalate, tapes have surfaced, celebrities are being named, and shocking details are emerging almost daily. Based on what's been disclosed so far, one consistent theme remains. Diddy allegedly operated a tightly controlled empire where influence, secrecy, and manipulation were deeply interwoven into the structure. Few names appear untouched, and almost no one involved is without scrutiny. What makes the situation even more alarming is the claim that Diddy was reportedly behind the camera during many of these events.
They had a recording of Meek and Diddy
making love?
Ew. I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it.
What?
Yo, wait a minute. Wait,
You didn't hear this?
No!
Now, Miran,
Yeah.
what does that sound authentic?
It
for him
absolutely.
again.
Oh my God.
You get these vulnerable people, parents are letting you do this because they want to make it so badly, and then you record them probably and say, if you do anything, we got this.
Sources allege that he filmed these gatherings for leverage, possibly to use as blackmail. Industry voices such as Jaguar Wright and former security figure Gene Deal have long hinted at this tactic. Now, with Diddy's trial officially in motion, federal authorities reportedly possess some of those recordings. Prosecutors are not withholding evidence. They intend to present several tapes in court, and one of those reportedly features a party hosted by Diddy, with Meek Mill prominently involved in the center of the footage. And now it appears Meek Mill may be preparing to speak in court, possibly to clear his own name. Reports indicate that the non-disclosure agreement Diddy once had Meek sign has officially expired, meaning Meek is no longer legally bound to remain silent. If that's true, he may reveal details that could significantly impact the federal case.
Happy birthday, Happy birthday.
According to multiple sources, one of the tapes reportedly in the hands of federal investigators was recorded during Meek Mill's birthday celebration, an event hosted and funded by Diddy himself. At first glance, it might seem like just another celebrity party, but what allegedly happened during that night was anything but ordinary. This wasn't a typical industry event. It was chaos, wrapped in extravagance. For Meek Mill's 27th birthday, Diddy is said to have rented out the Parisian Palace in Las Vegas at a reported cost of $25,000. The timing of the event was strategic. It took place 3 days after Meek's actual birthday, and during the weekend of the high-profile Floyd Mayweather versus Marcos Maidana fight, attracting a crowd filled with top-tier entertainers and influencers.
Sat right here and told y'all there was activity on the dark net. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the diddler needs the money. Did I not say that? Right here.
Bro, those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders.
The guest list was notable, featuring a mix of musicians, comedians, and internet personalities. Among those in attendance were French Montana, Lil Durk, King Bach, and several unnamed female guests reportedly hired for entertainment. According to witness accounts and leaked party details, Diddy orchestrated every element of the event down to the last detail, from lingerie-clad dancers moving through the venue to a sushi platter served on a model's bare body, functioning as the party's provocative centerpiece. One of the more shocking details reported from that night involved a woman, reportedly covered only by a piece of clear vinyl, serving sushi to guests in the center of the room. This display was allegedly one of many over-the-top spectacles arranged for the evening. But once the party wrapped up around 3 a.m., what was left behind shocked even seasoned insiders. The Parisian palace was reportedly left in total disarray, described by the property manager, Jason Haidt, as resembling a crime scene.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Y'all already know how we playing out this real life.
Real life.
No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
Talk that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
He reported finding blood-stained bedding, used condoms scattered in multiple rooms, shattered glass from broken bottles, and even half an ounce of what appeared to be cocaine. The aftermath painted a disturbing picture of the chaos that had unfolded. Now here's where it ties into the current headlines. The viral audio clip circulating online, one that many have claimed includes Meek Mill and Diddy, was allegedly recorded during that same event. The recording reportedly features compromising conversations and sounds that have led to intense speculation about what really went on that night. Among the most unsettling claims is that Meek was mistreated to such an extent during that party that medical attention was nearly required afterward. And the most chilling part, according to insider sources, a voice in the tape is heard saying, "If you do anything, we got this on you," a line many believe was meant as a form of blackmail. As expected, the internet ignited in response. The clip went viral within hours, prompting widespread reactions across social platforms.
He's dressing like, he dressing the same he dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy?
Meek responded swiftly and publicly, calling the audio completely fabricated. He insisted it was the product of AI manipulation and accused online bots of launching coordinated attacks to ruin his reputation. In a now viral post on X, he wrote, "My voice is so powerful as a black man from the ghetto worldwide, they want it gone." Meek Mill's response continued with more powerful declarations. "I'm a real king, straight out the trenches, under control of no human. They learned how to damage, can't stop us, of brands from bots and campaigns like politicians." The words carried strength, confidence, and defiance. But even with all that, not everyone was convinced. Online conversations started to pick apart the statement and compare it with past behavior. Because when examining the history between Meek and Diddy, the closeness raised questions. Public appearances together, coordinated outfits, and private vacations fueled speculation that their relationship extended beyond professional boundaries.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
The matching shirts and mutual presence at high-profile events gave the public plenty to dissect. That's when the conspiracy talk really started to snowball. One theory that gained traction online claimed that Diddy's own bodyguard might have been behind the leaked audio. But then things took another turn when Jaguar Wright entered the conversation. Known for calling out industry secrets, she didn't hold back. In a public interview, Wright directly suggested that Nicki Minaj may have been involved in the release of the tape, pointing to her past relationship with Meek as motive. Initially, many dismissed Jaguar's claim as outrageous, but public sentiment shifted after Nicki made an eyebrow-raising comment during a podcast appearance. Speaking casually, she stated that Meek loves controversy. It was vague, but given the timing, the quote raised suspicion. Meanwhile, attention shifted back to the now infamous birthday party. Because this wasn't a casual celebration with close friends, it was a high-production spectacle.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was past the... I don't drink. So I was playing that off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard struggling to take dick. I heard is being like, yeah, daddy. When he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this.
Hosted at an extravagant venue, the party featured a roster of A-list guests and meticulously curated themes. Reportedly, both Diddy and Meek were seen wearing identical outfits that night. That detail, while seemingly minor, amplified the speculation for many observers. The combination of luxury, secrecy, and strange coincidences turned the event from a birthday bash into a centerpiece for theories, and not without reason. Let's take a closer look at what allegedly happened inside that night. According to several reports, Diddy invited his usual entourage along with a large group of Instagram models and individuals believed to be former associates. Jason Haidt, the property manager for the Parisian Palace, later described the aftermath as nothing short of chaotic and disturbing. Haidt stated the property was left in complete disarray. He allegedly discovered undergarments, 2 iPhones tossed into the bushes, and personal items scattered around. Razor blades, bottles of lubricant, and unidentified powder were reportedly found smeared across the marble flooring. The scene, by all accounts, suggested more than just a wild celebration. It pointed to something far more orchestrated. Even before the party kicked off, Diddy allegedly made unusual preparations. Sources claim he ordered brand new locks for every bedroom and ensured only he had access to the keys. Additionally, reports suggest that smoke detectors were installed, then swiftly removed by his team before guests arrived. This raised suspicions about their original purpose. The most disturbing part? Allegedly, those locked rooms were the sites of private, highly controlled encounters. Diddy was said to be in charge of every detail, assigning guests to rooms, deciding who interacted with whom, and overseeing the entire operation. And allegedly, he was recording it all using hidden cameras embedded in what looked like smoke detectors. The now viral audio involving Meek Mill, that recording is reportedly tied to this very event. According to a former bodyguard, Diddy spiked the drinks that night before anything began. The claim is that the entire event was less of a party and more of a calculated operation designed for private leverage. If true, the implications go beyond outrageous. They suggest a deliberate plan to control, monitor, and potentially manipulate everyone involved. Now that Diddy's trial is officially underway, federal investigators have reportedly obtained and reviewed footage from one of his infamous parties. According to multiple sources, one particular clip has caused a major stir. It allegedly shows Meek Mill in a position that some describe as highly compromising. Word is, the footage only fuels long-standing rumors about Meek's relationship with Diddy. These whispers aren't new. For years, speculation has swirled that Meek may have been more than just an industry associate. Though he's repeatedly denied the claims, each new piece of alleged evidence reignites the fire. One moment in particular drew widespread attention, a clip where Diddy is seen calling Meek daddy. That clip went viral almost instantly. Social media erupted with commentary, memes, and reactions. The internet doesn't forget, and the nickname sparked widespread ridicule, drawing even more attention to their rumored dynamic. In response, Meek fired back on social media. He strongly denied the implications and stated that black-owned blog platforms were intentionally amplifying false narratives. He claimed that these platforms were being used to smear the reputations of prominent black public figures and leaders under the guise of gossip and entertainment. But Meek didn't stop there. He tweeted that he would be putting up $100,000 to fund an independent investigation aimed at uncovering who was behind what he described as a coordinated smear campaign. In his own words, he wrote, "The streets know what's up with me. This is not about the case. We're talking about the business side. Somebody's powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill again." Despite the public promise, no proof of such an investigation has surfaced. No receipts, no updates, no findings, just a string of passionate tweets and silence afterward. The damage, however, was already done, and the court of public opinion continues to raise questions. Now people are starting to ask the obvious question: if the footage and audio were truly fake, then why hasn't Meek Mill taken real steps to clear his name? Why announce a $100,000 investigation and then disappear from the conversation without any follow-up? The silence is raising more eyebrows than it's easing suspicions. And just when the speculation seemed to be cooling off, DJ Academics reignited the fire with new claims. He pointed to a lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, in which a Philadelphia rapper who previously dated Nicki Minaj is reportedly mentioned. Given how few Philly artists fit that description, many believe this is a thinly veiled reference to Meek Mill. At the same time, there are unverified reports that the federal authorities are beginning to release selected footage from one of Diddy's infamous parties. The leaked clips reportedly include disturbing material, and at least one of them places Meek Mill squarely at the center of the event. Now the conversation has shifted. After months of deflection and denial, rumors suggest that Meek may be ready to speak, potentially under oath. If true, it would mark a major turn in the ongoing investigation. Between the viral audio, the alleged private footage, and the infamous birthday party, all signs are pointing back to Meek's involvement in Diddy's social circles. Social media users aren't holding back. One viral comment read, "Sounds like Cheek Mills was a willing participant." That kind of public response shows just how deeply this story has penetrated the online narrative. Whether factual or exaggerated, the perception is shifting rapidly. With each new detail that surfaces, the line between rumor and revelation continues to blur. And now, more than ever, all eyes are on the courtroom and those connected to Diddy's crumbling empire. With Meek Mill's name circling the headlines again and rumors of federal cooperation swirling, the pressure is intensifying, not just on him, but on everyone connected to Diddy's past. The leaked clips, witness lists, and sealed court filings suggest the investigation is reaching deeper than anyone anticipated, pulling in artists, producers, and executives who were once untouchable. Insiders claim that what's being uncovered isn't just about wild parties or questionable behavior. It's about a potential system of manipulation, power plays, and secrets traded like currency. According to multiple sources close to the legal process, prosecutors are now focused on a broader pattern of exploitation, using fame, influence, and private recordings to gain leverage over individuals within the music industry. And this isn't just affecting reputations. Contracts are being re-examined, endorsements are quietly dissolving, A-list connections once considered bulletproof are reportedly being severed behind closed doors. The industry knows the trial is more than a scandal, it's a reckoning. What makes this moment so significant is that federal agents are no longer just relying on hearsay. They have names, dates, locations, and now they have footage. Confidential sources suggest that these recordings go beyond what's already leaked. They allegedly reveal high-profile artists participating in activities that, if made public, could derail careers and destroy brands. As more subpoenas go out and more individuals are asked to testify, there's rising speculation about who might flip next. Some names being whispered include well-known collaborators, longtime friends, and even business partners of Diddy himself. The stakes are no longer just legal. They're financial, professional, and deeply personal. And now that the courtroom is becoming the final stage, the question isn't just who's guilty or innocent. It's who will speak, who will stay silent, and what truth will be left when the cameras stop rolling. What's even more alarming is how this entire saga is reshaping how the public views celebrity influence and industry power dynamics. This is no longer just about Diddy or Meek Mill. It's about the culture of silence that has protected high-ranking entertainers for decades. Allegations are exposing not only individual behavior, but systemic rot embedded in elite circles of entertainment. Legal experts are now questioning how deep the rabbit hole goes. With sealed indictments possibly being prepared and federal cooperation rumored among several once loyal insiders, it's becoming clear that the Diddy trial could turn into a landmark case, a case that defines how celebrity, wealth, and unchecked control have operated behind closed doors for far too long. Some say this could lead to a domino effect, where other entertainment figures start facing questions about what they saw, what they knew, and why they stayed silent. And for those who benefited from proximity to power, the fear is palpable. If tapes continue to surface and testimony starts flowing, the courts could become a revolving door for hip-hop's inner circle. There are even whispers that private investigators have begun trailing individuals tied to Diddy's parties and business deals. That's raised concerns among legal analysts who argue that damage control may already be underway, both to protect reputations and possibly to suppress evidence. And while social media continues to dissect every leaked clip and quote, the real moves are happening behind the scenes. Deals being renegotiated, NDAs being reviewed, and attorneys preparing defense strategies in case their clients are the next to be named. This isn't just the fall of an empire, it's the beginning of an industry-wide storm, one that could redefine fame, expose long-standing abuses of influence, and mark a turning point in how justice is pursued in the world of celebrity. Rap culture may never recover from this. One commenter wrote, "Did he really use that man on his birthday? I bet Meek Mill hates birthdays now." The reactions keep pouring in. Some argue Meek was a grown man, fully aware and willing. Others believe all of them were chasing fame, fortune, and influence, only to end up trapped in Diddy's alleged cycle of manipulation. Now that the cameras, blackmail claims, and alleged recordings have surfaced, some are crying foul, while others say, you made your choice. You played the game and got burned by it. Online, the sentiment is split. Is Meek trying to dodge accountability now that the ship is sinking? Or was he truly unaware of just how deep the madness went? Either way, it's clear this isn't over. If the federal team has more tapes, more footage, and more names, the next wave of exposure could be even more explosive. People are already asking who's next to be named, who's about to get dragged into court documents, or worse, publicly exposed. Meek Mill's role may be murky, but the bigger story is how this scandal reflects on the entire industry. From manipulated power dynamics to coerced silence, the allegations paint a picture of a culture that rewards loyalty to dysfunction and punishes those who speak out. So what do you think? Was Meek Mill a victim of Diddy's alleged empire, or was he part of the chaos from the beginning? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. And if you thought this was wild, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the next video to dive even deeper into the wildest celebrity drama unraveling right now.